Hello and welcome to the Carbitrage Podcast, episode 159. I'm Eric Berger, joined as always by my co-host Ryan Sinitsky. Hello.
That's me. And we got Jana.
Hello.
Hi, Jana. And then not only do we have y'all folks, the huge, we've got Shane from Cone Coach and PEBKAK.
I know him more just from the Carbitrage Discord that you could be part of if you were a patron.
Yep. So if you head on over to patreon.com/carbitrage, any level of contribution there will get you added to our Discord automatically if you have a Discord account. So head on over to patreon.com/Discord. So Shane, we haven't had you on since this was called Motor Cult. It's been quite a while.
Been a minute.
Yeah, last time I was on, I think I got an invite while I was drunk, and I think I got an invite this time while I was drunk.
That sounds about right.
So you guys seem to take advantage of me when I'm vulnerable.
That's kind of how we roll. Yeah, really. It keeps the whole kind of ethos of the podcast intact. So
I can feel it. So I'm on board with that. That's why I agree, because I'm like, you guys, yeah, right there.
You can feel it coming in the air tonight. And thank you for providing a photo thumbnail for me to put into Streamlabs here.
Yeah,
there is live via satellite or no Discord.
We are what, 4 weeks into lockdown here in Los Angeles, so there is no fucking way I'm turning on a webcam anytime soon. There you go.
That's strange, because when you host Jackbox games, you do seem to, at least last week.
Last week I did. This week I actually couldn't because of all the dumb things. A light bulb burned out over my computer, and so it wasn't bright enough to use a green screen and all that sort of stuff. So I did turn the.
Wow.
I had to give up on the webcam this week.
I feel very bad for your first world problems. Hopefully you recover.
I know. It took me a week and a half to get a light bulb last time that went out during COVID, so I don't have a lot of hope.
Well, luckily
I
shipping
can send
services.
you a light bulb. That will take substantially less than a week. Maybe we could create this hustle where we're in the relatively still relatively open Minneapolis area, and we could buy stuff for you, and you could sell that to people in LA for inflated prices, and then give us money.
Right, that's a scam.
That's not a scam. That's called hustling.
No.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that during a pandemic.
It's redistribution of necessary resources for increased profit margin.
I'm just going to call it reallocation.
Yeah.
You know,
It's reallocation. That's what it is. Yeah.
You're gonna find me in the back of a parking lot at Walmart with a trunk open, got a trailer. The M3 is just full of light bulbs.
And a 6-foot long
Yo, dog.
stick pushing people away.
you need to
Got what you need, dog.
I do have to say I have some exciting news. I got a face mask with kittens on it.
I'm
I'm
pretty
set.
jealous of that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cute.
I'll get it later and I'll show
Okay.
everyone.
Perfect.
Yeah, that needs to be seen by the world.
I just got it yesterday after I went on a 2-mile bike ride, which I extremely regret because my bike seat is terrible.
Do.
Yeah.
Shane,
Yes.
terrible in your life. How have you been handling your COVID-19 thing?
I'm kind of on this fence right now because historically and biologically I'm introverted, so I chill inside most of the time on my own, but then again I'm super missing out on all these fun activities that I like to do that basically drew me to LA, like track days and events and stuff like that, and conventions and just everything has gotten the axe. The SCCA has canceled pretty much everything for the foreseeable future here, so it's just I'm getting bored, to be frank, for a lot of it. So
Yeah, I feel that because that's I'm pretty, I can be introverted if I need to be, and I have plenty of stuff in my house that I can do. But yeah, there's times where it's when you get up out of your chair for the first time after 7 hours in the day, and you're like, what have I done today? I've been writing. I've been playing Elder Scrolls Online.
It's best to not think about a lot of times, even if you are an introvert normally.
Yeah.
You don't think about time. But I've been playing a lot of Minecraft with my other friends, and they're just just don't even think about time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I cannot stand playing it. Now he's kicking himself for that. because now his kids have to sit inside and just play video games, and they're losing their minds, fighting with each other.
Oh, anyone with kids right now, I'm just like, I see some of these posts, I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and snooze you for 30 days because I don't want to be like complicit in you murdering your children. You're gonna pull a Carol Baskin on your
the
kids.
Ropes in the house, like Jesus.
I kind of like, so we had a little check-in day with the parents that are still paying, because we made educational packets for all the kids that are still at home, to keep
Is that
them
distance learning or is
entertained.
that something else?
Yeah, it's distance learning, so it's a bunch of packets that we would have them do at school, just sent home with the materials they need. And so parents were coming in and they were like, you're the first people we've seen in like months at this point. And I'm like, yeah, I haven't missed you, so how's that going? Like, and some of the parents are like, the kids are doing fine, no problem, we've got a schedule. And other parents are like, I can't wait to bring them back. And it's just a vast scale of parents that are really good with their kids and keeping them on schedule, and the parents that don't play any importance in their kids' education are really, those are the ones that are struggling because they're not keeping a schedule, they're not giving them activities to do, so the kids are just running wild while they're working.
I believe the term is amok.
Yeah,
Running amok, yes.
They're running amok. That's a very good word.
So Ryan, what are your picks for this?
My picks, my first one. This one, like, I didn't even know this movie came out, but it's an Adam Carolla documentary.
Okay.
Uppity, the story of Willie T. Gibbs.
Who is Willie T. Gibbs?
He was the first black guy to run in the Indy 500.
Oh, nice.
And it is really, really good.
Adding this to my queue right now.
Yeah. Everything that could have been put in his way got in his way. And I just fucking love Willie T. Gibbs. Like, that, he's like, that is the dude right now. He's one of my favorite race car drivers.
It's
now.
actually already on my watch queue list, so somebody has definitely recommended this to me before.
Yeah, like, it's one of those things, like, I have no idea why this, like, it wasn't like winning the story of Paul Newman, whereas, like, you, like, heard about it. Like, this one went totally under the radar. It is so good. It is.
Well,
I
even,
actually
like,
like this
Adrenaline and
better
stuff like
than the
that.
Paul Newman movie. Speaking of such, Senna also is on YouTube, or sorry, Netflix as well.
Oh, we've
Highly
watched
recommend
that before, right?
Yes, we have, but I mean, everybody should watch that. I've actually
really
rewatched
good.
it.
Absolute classic.
That's one of the best documentaries.
Are you guys gonna be mad when I say that I was underwhelmed by that movie?
No, because I can see how you would. Like,
It was just really slow moving. Like, he's a great guy and
Yeah.
probably the best racer, but like man, I was bored.
So
I
in
think it's
fairness,
because we watch documentaries a lot more than you do.
Yeah, we
okay.
yeah, we're me and Jen are documentary
Jen
people,
and
like,
I.
right? Whatever. But I mean, my Disney Plus currently is a documentary about the Grand Canyon on it. And,
Yeah,
all things on Disney Plus. Okay.
yeah. And then my curiosity.
it's because I pay for it. You know?
My Curiosity stream is just documentaries. Also, you should get Curiosity stream.
Yeah. On the
Um,
Senna one though, real quick.
Yeah.
So the pacing thing, I can understand that. There was actually 2 cuts of that film. There was an original
Oh.
theatric that was 90 minutes.
No way.
And then
Okay.
the released version on DVD is like 2.5 hours long,
Okay.
which is a lot
Okay.
more like about his life and stuff. Because I remember
Yeah.
there was actually a screening in Minneapolis, like an early screening that a bunch of us in the motorsport community got invites to, and it was amazing. And then I'm like, I put it on once I got the DVD, and I'm just like, good lord, this is long. What did they? Oh, it's way longer. Okay.
I actually like that.
That's really
Yeah.
awesome.
Like, I think that's really cool. Because
I mean, you're watching to
I'm
learn,
personally-
and that's more information. But for me,
Yeah.
I just like I would rather have the distillation because really,
Yeah.
I need that 80% information and 50% the time thing because that's just how I operate. I have no attention
Yeah.
span, so
Well,
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, but you're also talking to somebody. I wrote a 1 second here. I'm bringing it up right now.
all right, you go over this. I'm getting a beer.
I wrote a article about Tamagawa Raceway, the first racetrack in Japan.
Mhm.
That is 1,700. 1 second, more than 1,700. It's 3,200 words long.
Oh my gosh.
So a small book about
Yeah.
Tamagawa Raceway for Japanese nostalgia car. So, like, I'm okay with a 3-hour documentary. Tell me about growing up in Brazil.
Yeah, and I have to
Um,
write 10-page ethnography, so I guess I'm a lot
Yeah,
better.
Eric's in the wrong room. He's in a room
Basic.
full of nerds.
Yeah.
I had no problem with the second cut. I was just like, whoa, this is a lot different than what I was expecting, because we're
Yeah.
having like interviews with the FIA chief and stuff like that. That I'm just like,
Yeah,
this
Bertie
wasn't in
Eccleston.
there.
Yeah, but
Uh,
they should have had like both of them available.
Mhm.
Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if the theatrical release one, or if we were just seeing like a pre-cut of like, we're going to have this high energy version for the movies because that's what, you know, people going to the movies kind of want to see.
Yeah.
And then they just never did anything with it, or if it was something that actually like, if there's like another copy on the DVD or something like that, or a
Yeah,
different
I don't know. I don't have the DVD, so.
Mhm.
Also, did you know every single episode of Pokemon ever is on Pokemon.com?
No,
Like
that seems like a dangerous thing.
Yeah. that
every
does.
single episode from like 1999 until today, like last week's episode, they're all free on Pokemon.com without ads.
Absolute confirmation that Pokemon presence is not about the cartoon itself. We are here to sell toys, damn it.
And
Yeah.
hey, that's cool because
It's like
you know
Star
She-Ra
Wars.
and He-Man were to sell toys,
Yeah.
and the She-Ra TV show is actually another one that's not on my list, but everybody should watch the She-Ra TV
Yeah,
show on
that's pretty
Netflix.
good. It's on Netflix.
That is like perfect. It is like it's Adventure Time and the original He-Man put together into like the perfect TV show. I love that TV show so much. Initial D is also on Hulu because Funimation has a deal with Hulu, so you can watch all of Initial D. They actually redubbed Initial D, so it's actually watchable. Instead of having either Japanese or like
Okay, you're
the
automotive
awful-
enough.
What'd you say?
You're automotive enough. Did
Yeah.
they fix like the technical problems with the English dub? Like I had problems with the speaking and stuff like that, but when they were like, he's going into an inertial sideways drift of drifting drift, I'm like,
No, they
That's so endearing, though.
No, what
Like-
they did is they actually took word for word the Japanese translations,
okay.
and they just had actors speak it out loud.
Well, because they always, so being an anime dork, they always have to do a little bit of bridging to make the lip flaps try to match up a little bit more. So there's always a little change, but
So, sometimes they'll slow it down
The
a
lip
little bit.
flaps.
Yeah,
Oh, good pet.
Wow.
they'll slow down how the actor's talking to take up that space. But yeah, like
Yeah.
it's a way better dub. Like
that's
this
honestly
dub-
why you see like weird pauses in anime dubs and stuff like that, is because like the Japanese language and format isn't directly equivalent. So.
That's
Also,
shocking.
I love those weird pauses. That's what
Mhm.
makes anime good. Like, it's the weird pauses.
it's an endearing thing. You love it or you
Yeah.
hate it for sure.
Then I have a couple YouTube things I want to note. The Watcher on YouTube. That's the dudes from BuzzFeed Unsolved and one of the guys from Worth It got together and made their own YouTube channel, and it's hilarious. Totally recommend that. BuzzFeed Unsolved I actually recommend. They've got like 6 seasons of like spooky ghost hunting stuff. And like
true crime.
yeah, and true crime, which is really good. Automotive. I've been really getting into Hoonigan Autofocus. It's not the normal Hoonigan channel. That's way better than the normal Hoonigan channel.
What does autofocus focus on?
It's actually like I wouldn't say like car reviews, but it's like car
Is it-
featurettes.
Is it like people's cars, or actually like people in the Hoonigan shop or whatever? Their
No,
personal projects.
it's like actually people's cars. So like they go around the world, and they actually take photos and everything of people's cars individually. So it's really really tight. It's Larry Chen does it.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's a really good photographer. So when he's going around the world now, he just takes a GoPro with him, and while he's taking these photos of these like amazing cars, he's also like doing video interviews with him. So he did.
Oh no! So Larry Chen's talking in this series, though.
He's honestly he's okay talking. He did one where he
Okay.
went to.
He's an excellent photographer. I have no doubt there.
He went
but-
to Team Studi, which is Japan's premier BMW tuner, where they've got like they do like AC schnitzer stuff and everything. So he like went there. He also did like Z Car Garage. a lot of really cool stuff like that.
Hmm.
So yeah, that one's a really good one. And then one final one, Simon Whistler's YouTube channels. So like top tens and geographics, biographics, stuff like that.
I think you mean GeoCities. That's fair.
He has this other one called Business Blaze, which is hilarious because he's a terrible businessman. Business advice.
I feel like that would be much more interesting than good business advice, as
It's
long as you
really-
understand to not follow
It is so funny. Like, I love it so much. I will actually. He also does Today, I found out, but I'll link him in the Discord chat so you guys can watch him later.
I was this many
He's-
days old when I realized X.
Control X, Control V.
It works.
But yeah, it was. He's pretty funny. I highly recommend that. What are your recommendations, or
well,
and YouTube as well?
I don't have really that much automotive stuff, but I really focused on watchability and stuff that I've seen enough times, especially where I can leave it on in the background and just sort of get that, I don't know,
Okay.
that additional feel in the environment that is my home that I've been
That feel
quarantined
normal,
to kind of
feel
change it, change it up a little bit. So number one is Office Space, 1999. That is
Word.
such a mindlessly good cult classic.
No
Next
joke.
one, 2004 is Team America
No joke,
World
I've been
Police.
drinking a lot of pina coladas, and I've been thinking about that movie every time I have one.
Way down,
Set
Deeper and deeper.
fire.
deeper, way down. Anywho, I had to. Next one, Team America World Police, 2004. Another one of those just brainless, hilarious classics.
That movie's so dumb, and I love North Korea because of it.
Yeah, but like I have 5 terrorists heading down Bakalakadaka Street, and it's just like these shitty animation models with like visible strings, just the ruthless pride, like American pride.
Do you remember the video game for PlayStation 2 and Xbox, the original Xbox, called Mercenaries?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was a video game where you're a mercenary and you're in North Korea. And it's like this like open world sandbox kind of blow it up stuff, and then you have to. It's basically like it's one of the best games you could ever play.
You had
I
me
would
at
recommend
Sandbox, so
it. Yeah, I have vivid memories. Some of the happiest times of my childhood was playing Mercenaries on one TV with my second TV above it, watching Team America World Police while eating sesame chicken from Seafood Palace, the best
How
Chinese
many
restaurant
arms
in
do
the
you
world.
have?
it's best not to
I-
ask that
I-
question.
The better question is, how do I do all that at once? It's the same way I do that today with a computer. Is I have the movie on in the background, I play the video game, I pause to eat the food.
Oh, see, I thought you had some sort of third arm or
Well, it's an
feeding
appendage.
got 3
We're not
legs.
necessarily going to call it an arm, but
Oh, no.
it really depends on how you identify and define.
chopsticks with my feet.
Boots with the fur. And then my next picks are just the Austin Powers series, so 1, 2, 3.
That's not a bad decision.
As far as YouTube, I didn't have anything actually marked down in the notes because it was a movie thing, but the channels I've been watching these days are all tech. So Gamers Nexus, Hardware Unboxed, and there's a third big one.
Can we talk about how much better Gamers Nexus is over Linus Tech Tips?
I have blocked all of the content on all of my platforms that has Linus in it because his personality is worse than a dumpster that has been lit on fire and it contains nothing but child diapers and Indian food.
Yeah,
Ooh,
he's
yeah.
awful. And Gamers Nexus is like Wayne's World, Tech World, and the dude
And he has
looks
cats.
like me. Yeah, and the guy looks like me.
And he
Like,
goes
looks-
through the level of testing that guy goes through for no apparent reason is just hilarious.
There was actually one good Linus Tech Tips that I watched
False.
yesterday where he.
Anyway, Shane, what's your picks?
Well, one second.
No. You cannot talk about LTT. I'll find a way to mute you.
I will throw out there. I regularly watch LTT on just the
Oh,
basis
God,
that
I
it is
gotta mute you.
100%
How do I do
more
this?
watchable than Steve.
Hey, it's this button. Perfect.
Anyway, real quick, he built his entire computer off of Wish.com, which is hilarious. But yeah, that.
Oh,
would've
then you
been
should
so
watch
much
Phil's
better.
Computer Lab, man. That's way better.
He should.
Yeah,
I
I've
just
seen a
wish-
lot of people build computers off of Wish. Like
I-
BuzzFeed did that.
I really want to see Linus Tech, or I want to see
Linus's content is good. His personality is insurmountably bad.
I really wish that Gamers Nexus would do the exact same video. You know what Gamers Nexus should do?
What?
The same videos, like the exact same videos, but with Gamers Nexus people, because they're so much better.
I agree.
Anyway,
That'd be
Shane,
good.
what are your decisions or your choices?
I unmuted
So-
him, I guess, so he can say
Oh.
stuff again.
Okay. I was muted.
For briefly, yes.
my
you
my
were.
participation capabilities on this podcast are completely non-recognizable, whether or not I'm muted or not. It's beautiful.
As if that's any different than normal shit.
It feels vaguely like a certain news channel that somebody disagrees, so we're just gonna go, yeah, and moving on then. Okay.
Faux noise channel?
I've been doing it's mainly been YouTube. On the TV series stuff, I actually went back into my library and started kind of watching House again, just because
Oh,
it's
I love
really
that
low
show.
impact, and I'm
Yep.
so comforted by it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
fuck all you humans, I hate you and you and you. For these
Gregory
reasons.
House
And-
is one of the most misanthropic role models ever. It is so great.
Yes, and as a teenager, early 20s, growing up in technology. Shockingly, I really got along with a character that knows more than you do, and you need to shut up because you're an idiot. Yeah,
That is a perfect description of Gregory House.
exactly.
And
Great,
there's
now I
so
need to
many
rewatch.
Episodes, so many episodes of House. That
Yeah, long
It got,
seasons,
like-
long episodes.
Yep. So you know how they're all going to go pattern-wise and stuff like this, but it's really easy to go
Was it
ahead. and throw-
sarcoidosis or lupus?
It wasn't lupus this time, so you know, it's never lupus until it's that one time. It's lupus.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
the writers were in on that joke, and it was fantastic.
Shane, if you want to look at something really funny, scroll up to what I posted yesterday, the Drive Tribe video of Richard Hammond's motorcycle journey, his long way around bike trip where he doesn't leave his house.
I started watching it. I didn't get past him to actually get on the bike before I had other things to do. But I will. I'll go back.
He
to it.
managed to crash the bike, like actually
God.
crash the bike in his driveway.
That's not at all surprising.
Special.
Not at all surprising.
It's
Another
really funny.
TV show that has long episodes and a million of them is Bones. It's about
Oh,
a
Bones is so
forensic
good.
anthropologist, and it's really good. It has a lot of characters, similar to the ones in House, but
I've heard about Bones. It's one of those I never picked up just because I got into House because I loved the House character. Like I'm
Yeah.
not necessarily in it for medical drama. I'm not like, ooh, now it's time to watch ER and go back to the 90s. Like, nah.
Grey's Anatomy.
which Grey's Anatomy is they're finally done.
Good
I thought
content,
they-
horribly
Series
produced.
finale.
And that's the thing about House too. It was one of the big box office companies, so the production
Yeah.
value was excellent.
Yes. If you can
Well,
get
that-
over the fact that they were always walking through hallways and talking, then yeah, the production was great.
Well, yeah.
House came around in that mid 2000s era.
We're
where
gonna call it the
TV
Hummer
was, like,
H2 era.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Hummer H2 era where
Mm.
TV was like at its peak because you had House, you had Bones, you had 24, like
You had The Office
Sopranos
US.
and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Like
Network
suddenly
TV.
network
Yeah.
TV at that point in time had such like an unlimited budget because you had like unlimited budget,
Mm-hmm.
but there wasn't streaming yet. So like
Yeah.
they
Yes.
were still the end all be all, and movies kind of sucked.
Yeah,
so
but the
like
first gen Apple TV came out in 2005, and that thing was not great, and we really didn't see an explosion until 2008.
Yep.
yeah, and
The thing that we won't talk about.
Yeah. I do fall back onto Gamers Nexus Steve, but he just goes so deep in some things that I'm
I
just
love
like,
that.
and I'm moving on. Like good topics, I get, but when he's like, when I set the V-core voltage on this new Ryzen CPU to 1.344, I saw barely any negligible. I'm like, great.
That's
why did
actually
you
Zero
bring
point
that
three
up?
one eight five millivolts offset gave us a
Right, exactly.
That's
need to vault to
exactly how he
millivolts.
sounds.
Yeah,
And I
pretty much.
totally get it, Steve. If you could go ahead and just do like a 5-minute front end of that video of like, here's all the cool stuff that a normal person might want to have and be a little bit more entertaining
Make
about
a
it,
new
and then be
channel.
like, and now let's show you the graphs and
Dummer's Nexus.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Do you ever
I'm down
watch
for that.
Polygon Unraveled?
No.
That sounds like gaming.
So it is
Yeah.
a gaming thing. I'm linking that in chat as well. It's this dude, Brian David Gilbert, who's a journalist, and he goes like really deep into some weird things. So he looks up like what Mario's retirement plan is, and like how many gold coins Mario would need to acquire to be able to retire at some point. And given that Mario is officially 40 years old, he really has to think about retirement. So this is what he has to do. And he said
He also did one on which character in Mortal Kombat would be the best to cuddle,
Yes.
and what
Wow.
music should really be playing in Fallout 4.
Like, it's really funny the way he does this, because he does like Gamers Nexus level of just like deep dives of like way too much information, but he does it on the dumbest topic. Like, he'll scientifically figure out how much money Mario needs. He'll scientifically figure out what he would be as a sim. So
Like, he
it's
even
like,
gets experts too to like weigh in on the topic, and like the experts like give him the legit information, but you can see all of them being like, why do you need this information? Like,
he's like, it doesn't matter. I need this now. All right, we should move on, because we've been on this topic nonstop since the beginning.
Yeah, it's only been 34 minutes. That's normal.
Hey, I have a car crossover to leave that one.
As long as it's not a
Okay.
crossover, that's
Porsche-
fine.
Porsche put their documentary that they filmed, I think it was 2 years ago, where their GT Le Mans series teams were doing they did, I should say, Le Mans and 24 Hours of Nürburgring back to back, which was literally 7 days apart. It's called Endurance. It's available on YouTube. It's a full-length 90-minute documentary, and it's actually pretty solid. There's a little bit of team drama BS at the beginning, but there's a whole once they actually get into the racing, it's pretty solid on that one.
Nice.
And then don't watch Bloodshot with Vin Diesel. Don't. It is a stupid,
sounds like garbage.
stupid movie, and
I
you will
could've
know
told
the
you.
ending of it 3 minutes into the movie. I know, but it's Vin Diesel, so you have to watch Vin Diesel.
You have to watch the trash fire.
Vin Diesel being Vin Diesel.
That was
Yeah,
9
that's ridiculous.
stupids.
Yes.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
I cut it down. It was 12 originally,
Wow.
but I
Wow,
decided
I
that might
appreciate
be.
you trying to dumb it down for us. It's good. Like
You're
Dumbest
welcome.
Nexus.
It's for time.
We got plenty of that. This is fine. We're in this whole quarantine deal. All right. Moving into our first actual car topic. And even then, that's kind of borderline. So, we all have the opportunity in these empty roads to pretty much drive as fast as we want when we do drive. Routinely, I'm finding people going 20 over as the norm. And
Oh, yeah.
my desire to do more than that is honestly, by and large, non-existent for most
Yep.
drives. So,
People are finally driving the speed I want them to drive at.
and I really hope that holds up when all this is done and things return to normal, but I bet it won't.
Yeah,
No,
I have to
there was
say-
somebody that stopped in an empty like roundabout in front of my house
Mm-hmm.
to check to make sure nobody was coming. They stopped in the middle of a roundabout first.
Yikes.
So I had to lock up my brakes and like go into the median.
That's pretty
It's-
cool.
Conveniently, all my windows were down because I was blasting some annoying 90s house music song. I was just enjoying myself.
Amazing
So
90s
I
house
took the
music.
time
Okay.
to turn off my everything and yell at the person while laying on the horn until they moved.
It's one of my favorite things is you reacting to people poorly.
I
It
do
really
react
is
to
excellent. But anyway, I haven't seen all that many police out. Like, even in the typical areas, like, if I'm going to see them, it's going to be where they always hide, so you can always prepare for it. But I've been...
really only seen them at parks.
Well, I'm sure, yeah, at actual, like, social locations, it makes a lot of sense, and that's probably where they're focusing their efforts, which is smart. It's far smarter than just trying to go to the safest place in the entire world for people to go fast and then cite people for doing so.
I will give you some tips for where I like driving fast off air. So,
Mexico, yep.
Yes, Mexico.
But anyway, I've been leaning on my Valentine 1 a little bit more than Waze, because when
Oh, yeah.
everyone is out and about, Waze is it's pretty much all you need. But
Yes.
if there are fewer drivers, you can rely on that database less because the sample size of actual reports is getting smaller. So I everyone will have very stark opinions on this. It's almost like a Chevy, Dodge, Ford thing, but I have used Valenine 1 radar detectors since the late 1990s. And you guys know these things. They're the chunky, blocky, black magnesium.
They're great. I love them.
They're known for their range.
They're also beautiful.
And they were known for their direction arrows before the patent expired and everyone else started snapping up that technology. So, for the first time in over 20 years, Mike Valenine, who formerly started Escort, has updated the design of this thing. So they've got a V2.0, and I've just popped it up on the stream for people to look at too. Still a magnesium case. Still supports all of the legacy hardware, which is nice. But they've significantly improved its range by using... you guys can look into it if you want. It's just Valenine1, the number 1.com. But they're using a different type of technology that bumps the sampling rate way up, and then also has better noise filtration for all the other radar noise.
Are they still going to sell the original?
Right now they are, just because they have a stock of them. But no, this will be the replacement.
I need to get the original. So this is my thing. The Valenine 1 is endlessly better than any other the one that you can get at this point in time. And always has been, always will be. So, really, for me, it comes down to aesthetics. Now, I think this would look very, very good in your 8 series. But
this is a little too modern for the 8.
I think that it's a little bit more because it's got the curved thing. It looks like a later 8 series, the SL. The original V1 would look great in the E30. That's what I think. Yeah,
I have the original really chonky ones in the 850 and the M3. And I got the later ones with the better noise filtering in my actual dailies because I can't stand all the false notifications.
Yeah.
But
you happen to be following an Infinity vehicle? Brace yourself.
Or a Trailblazer, or a Kia, or a Hyundai, or an Audi, or a modern GMT FM2. Yeah.
That's a good point, yeah.
But the later, there are a lot of software revisions. This company is historically famous for letting you update one from 1998 to current hardware.
That's awesome.
Which is super cool.
Valenine is a really good company, and that's why I like them. I think I like the company more than I do the actual product.
And that's fine. Mike Valenine seems like a guy I would love to have a drink with.
Well, it's like, because the company's like, I know that like they're willing to take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I like Valenine over Escort or anybody else.
It's a premium product, and they're definitely... You're getting that level of service with that premium product. I will definitely agree with that one.
It's one of those things where it's like, you buy the nicer, you go to the nicer mechanic, you
buy an iPod instead of a Zune. That's what this is.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
I feel that.
Well, that's fine. You can feel however you want, but the fact of the matter is one is just a better device.
Yeah, no, you get the better company that goes with it. It's like, I'm gonna buy a wheel.
I do agree with that because Zune randomly shut off all Zunes.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm gonna buy a wheel from Rotiform before I buy a wheel from Rota, because I know Rotiform I can call somebody and be like, yo, I got a problem, and they'll take care of me.
Second gen.
Well, as opposed to Rota. That's what I'm saying. It's like you get the brand name, you get the thing that you're getting. You're not just getting that product, you're getting the company behind that product as well.
Yep.
And that's what's really important. Also, speaking of really important, I want to talk about, while we do still drive quickly, we do so in a respectful, safe manner. We don't drive quickly, say leaving a Cars and Coffee or something.
It's a case by case, and you need a brain.
Mm-hmm. We don't get into a 7-incident hit and run spree with our Gemballa GT.
Oh my goodness.
Like Ben Chen did.
Hey now, speak for yourself.
Not related to Larry Chen. Different Chen. But Ben Chen really needs to stop driving supercars. He got into a 7-incident hit and run, which, okay, I can totally understand people not feeling, people be like, okay, some rich douchebag wrecked a supercar or whatever, carry on. This dude just like ruined like 7 people who live in New York's like total everything, because he's gonna be fine. Like, he went to jail for this because he was also on drugs, but like these people he crashed into, like, this is like their only form of transportation, and he just like totally screwed up their whole life. And it's COVID era, so like you can't just go out and get another car. So that's really irritating.
That's so mean.
But also, this guy seems to have complete disregard for human life around him, because he's also
Oh, he's holier than thou.
Yeah, he's also destroyed a McLaren something or other.
Yeah, it's listed in here. It's a 12C Spider, and then
Yeah.
a Murcielago LP670-4 SV.
Manual, which is one of 3 that were in America at that point in time.
I didn't know they made
also,
those in a stick.
Yeah, they made 3 of them.
Oh my god.
There's
I know
now
the
2.
640s were crazy, and even the one we've got, the 580. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so, so that was like one of 3. It's now 0.
That car
left.
probably got fixed.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. It wasn't that bad at all.
You look at Rowan Atkinson's McLaren F1.
Yeah,
It got
exactly.
fixed.
Yeah. So apparently, there's also been a lot of reports that there's way more accidents that Ben has been actively like sweeping under the rug and paying people off to scrub the internet of pictures of them.
Cool.
So
Oh my God.
there's a video of him, taking his CLK GTR and going straight off a steep incline, leaving a gas station at Monterey Car Week.
Oh, weird. I
where
think that
he-
video's right here.
Wait.
Yeah,
Wait. So I'm confused here. Are you saying that money doesn't buy driving skill? Because
What?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it
Yeah.
absolutely does.
Okay. So what's wrong with this guy then? 'Cause
Apparently, this guy just spends his money on the car and not.
Are
going
they
to driving
rentals?
schools?
is that a
No, these are all his cars.
Okay. So
Yeah.
he does have the money, but the skill didn't rub off from the dollar bills.
Well, he
Maybe he needs to
co-founded
sleep
the
on them more. or-
Gold Rush rallies. I mean, those people are not
Yeah.
known for their driving prowess. They're known
I
for
heard-
flexing.
They kicked. Number one, they like Gold Rush came out real fast after that statement came out. Like no, he didn't co-found. He was an investor for like 2 years and then he's out and we're done with him.
Yikes.
So there's also been videos of Ben racing this Gemballa Mirage in Los Angeles. Like particularly the actual video below of him racing an M4. And the douche just an apocalyptic douche. And I think what the issue is, so yeah, you know what? Drive your supercar, drive like a hooligan, whatever you want to do. Do that away from people, and don't drive past your limit.
Hey, the middle of Beverly Hills as the video's playing seems like a great plan to rip through.
Oh, I thought this was Paul Walker. Oh, okay.
No, that is actually Ben Chen.
Yeah, no, I was making a distasteful joke.
Yeah. But the guy is just a total douche. And yeah, so this guy needs to just not be around supercars anymore. He should own a Chevy Aveo for the rest of his life. This guy
Mitsubishi
sucks.
Mirage.
No. Save that for good people.
The Maev or whatever that.
Oh, an
Mitsubishi-
IMF.
we turned a golf cart into a car with doors and then electrified it, like whatever that tall thing was. I've said it for a long time that we
Did you
need
see
tiered
it?
licenses.
Did you hear our episode about where I mentioned the influx
The tuning culture?
of IMIVs in Australia?
I did not. Now I'm.
The TLDR is
We've touched on
Japan's
this at
been
great
dumping-
length.
The TLDR is Japan's been dumping all of their old IMIVs into Australia as soon as people don't want to pay for road tax on them anymore. And so in Australia, they're like basically free, like more so than normal. So people found out like they've been making like their like own like home battery packs and everything, and like more than doubling the power on them, and upsetting people that are driving like Holden Monaros and stuff like at stoplight drags.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go
IMIV.
back and look this up because this sounds
It's-
goddamn hilarious.
Yeah.
pretty great.
Leave it to Australia.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Ben Chen, he can go die in a fire. Anyway,
Huge douche nozzle. Got
Yeah.
it.
Massive
Huge,
nozzle.
massive douche.
Just constantly dripping douche out of it.
massive,
Anyway.
apocalyptic.
So you guys know about Honda's new 1.5 and 2-liter turbo 4s in the Civic and the Accord, right?
Yes.
The engines that are amazingly good, considering the fact they use an M6 metric rod bolt, and are somehow holding with factory bottom ends in the 550 horsepower range. Really nobody's surprised, because it's Honda, right? But historically...
I don't have faith until these engines hit 200,000 miles. I'm not gonna have faith.
I think they'll be okay, but I get what you're saying, because they don't have supplemental port injection that I'm aware of, so they're going to have carbon buildup problems, like every DI engine and stuff like that. But either way, it's happening. Everyone that's still making combustion engines is doing DI. They're doing forced induction. So we started off with the 2.3 liter, the K23T in the RDX in 2004 or 5. Then more recently, we got these new L15 and L20Ts. Now they officially announced that they are turbocharging a variant of the J Series V6 from the factory, and they're going to dump it in a Type S TLX, which actually, in this render, looks quite nice.
It does.
I doubt the car will look like this at all, but it kind of has a Ferrari-ish exhaust and rear diffuser, and it's kind of got the Fisker taillights and kind of a Model S side plane. It looks pretty good. Oh yeah,
they're gonna find a way to make this car be not exciting in any way.
Yeah. We've turboed it so that it's even easier for your dad to stay out of the horsepower band. Now, when he uses 8% of his throttle for everything, he will literally miss the entire boost action. There you go.
Yeah, perfect. But then it probably won't. Actually, it'll get way more carbon that way. Shit.
Think of the fuel economy, though. Never seen.
Great.
That turbo's barely used.
Well, I mean, honestly, there's something to be said with that, because I have noticed that driving a DI vehicle, with or without a turbo, if you drive it like a regular person drives a vehicle, the fuel economy is substantially better.
It is, yeah.
And I think that's just because they can target that fuel delivery right at the peak cylinder pressure. But man,
that's actually why Subaru went with DI, is because that's the only way that they could get anywhere near 30 miles per gallon full time up.
I believe that, yeah. Especially with that garbage-ass CVT. But anyway, I'll be curious to see what the TLX actually looks like next. In the next generation.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and assume there's no...
I think Ryan just dropped out.
What?
Okay, yeah, you're back now, but...
Did you hear what I asked?
I said go out on a limb and then you cut out.
Oh, so I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that there's going to be no manual option?
No, 10-speed auto only. With optional all-wheel drive. Ooh.
Oh boy, I called it on that one.
Yeah, I mean, the news is still sparse enough where I can't really find manual stories or anything super good. But
that's fine.
It's still a Honda engine. Like these are going to be these engines. You know they're going to bolt to old transaxles and stuff like that. And they're going to be great for tuners.
It's going to be like the modern NSX, and nobody's going to care.
That's true.
Like, it's just Acura is a brand. They are the Buick of Japan. Like, nobody cares about them.
Well, I have to do this to maintain status quo, so I get that. But again, I'm just coming at this from the point of view that it's going to be a good tuner platform. Like, people are going to pull rods out of this and put them in old J32s and whatever, things like that. So
that would actually be a cool thing. My worry, though, I'm confident that this is going to be an integrated exhaust manifold cylinder head.
Well, of course. It's cheaper to produce.
Yeah, so people are still going to probably go with the aftermarket turbo kits.
Although I will say the Supra, the BMW B58, technically has an integrated turbofold, and so does the latest Golf R, and both of those platforms are proving to be extraordinarily good as far as power production. So I don't think a turbofold's necessarily a bad thing.
I just hope I'm wrong. Like, I would like to see that actually be good. But, I mean, it's just like, if you have a turbofold and you have a god-awful exhaust note naturally on the engine, like, you're going to continue to have a god-awful exhaust note on the engine.
Oh, yeah, it's not going to sound good, but for response and efficiency and just, like, turbo lag, I do think it's... I get why they do it.
The bar that they have to reach is it just has to be better than a VQ. That's it.
Oh, it is. There.
That's their bar.
It has happened.
Has to be better than a V6 with unequal length intake manifold runners.
I don't know if a VQ sounds worse or the GM 90-degree V6 sounds worse, but they're both.
Oh, no, the GM 90-degree V6 is by far the worst engine. Because the VQ with a Tsunami medallion exhaust sounds almost okay. A GM V6 under no circumstances ever sounds remotely okay.
There was that video a while ago of the people spending like thousands of dollars making equal length headers and everything for a VQ to make it sound good, and they couldn't do it. I want to see that same group of people doing that to a GM 90-degree and see if they can get one of those to sound okay.
Well, as a former owner of a VQ with equal length exhaust headers, I feel vaguely attacked by this whole conversation thread.
Well, they sound terrible, so
intake is uneven.
I thought they sounded pretty good, but it was the high rev, the high rev version, so it had the balanced intakes and dual throttle body and stuff. But
So yeah,
They'll-
maybe if you do that balanced intakes, because yeah, you can put all. If you have an engine that sounds terribly before it gets past the exhaust runner or the exhaust port, like changing the rest of the exhaust isn't going to do anything. Like it's just going to change the pitch.
Yeah. Certainly hustled around a track. So I don't know.
Speaking of GM V6s that sound terribly, I want to talk about Detroit for a moment.
Okay.
Do you remember Detroit moved their auto show to summer this year, like before COVID happened?
I don't actually know if I remember that. I'm sure we talked about it, but
They did. So that happened. Because they wanted to avoid their totally gross winter because they actually wanted people to like go to Detroit when it was nice.
oh, weird. That's true. It's normally January, isn't it?
Yeah.
And January's awful. So they're gonna move to summer. So it'd be like, hey, look how nice Detroit is. Yeah, houses are like $5,000 here.
Yeah, you could totally move here, bro.
Yeah, you might get stabbed by a juggalo.
My entire city blocks.
Well, so apparently
Oh no.
some math enthusiasts have done work, and they found out that they narrowly avoided the COVID outbreak being even more massive in Detroit because of all the people traveling in from out of state and how much worse it could have been. Because they're saying that had the Detroit Auto Show happened when it was supposed to, like when it happened last year, they could have had like a Mardi Gras situation where 800,000 people were then exposed to a city that has the highest rate per capita in the United States of COVID. So,
Yeah, that would have been more badlier.
yeah, much more badlier. So yeah, good thing that they moved that.
Yeah, but it was on purpose, right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, totally.
Detroit,
But, yeah,
we know what's going on.
I think there was, I forgot where I read it, but I'm not sure if it was from this, but like there's like over 20% more cases that they could have had, like in the city. That would have happened.
I'm sure there's a distinct lack of intensive care hospital beds in Detroit to begin with. And yeah, herd immunity doesn't work that quickly, and you've got a very steep spike. So that would have, I'm sure, led to many, many, many more deaths.
Yeah, that would have been way worse. So good thing that they changed that.
Congrats, Detroit commerce whatever thingy for accidentally doing a really good thing.
Yeah, they did everybody a solid on accident, so good for them.
Nailed it.
Hashtag nailed it.
That real quick. So, if I can have any positive news, I try and have positive news. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy for the entire episode.
Well,
Side note, round 2 of COVID Apocalypse is bound for sometime in July, thanks to Anime Expo. As a giant weeb myself, Anime Expo is still scheduled to go down in LA, which is going to bring 140 some odd thousand people who generally have hygiene problems together.
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. But I feel
they're
like
all
weebs wash their
so once they get it, they're
right?
not going to do
Even if they don't
anything.
shower?
I have a feeling it's going to be canceled, but right now it's still on. So, if we
that
can't
is
get
gonna be-
deodorant on people, even if they don't shower, hand washing
This
is
the thing
way.
like Anime Expo, like you don't have to get them to quarantine themselves. They don't leave the house anyway. It's just a bunch of fat neckbeards.
Just
that
turn
all
it
I'm sorry,
into a
did you not hear
giant
me?
jitsi meat.
140,000 of them crammed together. I went, dude. You're
Yeah,
your
but what
ass
is
to
it-
crotch,
No, but
waiting
this
in
is the
line
thing.
for
What are you
hours on end to see
what are
a
you gonna do
30-minute
after,
clip
though?
that's only coming out of Japan right now. This
But
is
what
how it
what are
goes.
these people gonna do after the show though? That's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. Is like they're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna go out in public.
They're gonna
after
touch
that.
tips.
Like
They're
for the
gonna-
next 2 weeks after Anime Expo, they're gonna be in their house watching anime anyway.
They're
Hold
going to
on.
get back on planes and return to the various areas that are nearby you. Dun dun dun.
and they're gonna not leave their house. Anime. That's what I'm getting at. Is the people on the planes,
Yeah.
the people at the expo, they're gonna be at risk. But then after that, after the expo, they're not gonna be around other humans because they never are. So it's gonna make no difference in their life.
I see both sides of this argument, and I really don't know which one to take.
Like
I
yes,
just
they will be sick.
remember accidentally coming upon an anime expo in downtown. Because like we were trying to go to Sushi Train, which is right across the street from the convention center, and we didn't know that there was an anime convention going on. And I was like, Ryan, we're not gonna get sushi tonight because there
That's
are
a
too
big
many
oof.
weebs.
The weebs
So
are
many
afoot.
weebs.
Yeah, like I saw somebody with a tail and cat ears, and I was like, I'm out. I can't do it.
She
Well,
said I'm out.
furries and
Are you
weebs
kidding?
are two different groups of
This is
people.
literally the best time to go to Sushi Train because you can sit in the window and just watch the parade go by.
Oh,
No, they go in.
No, they come
go
inside.
Into the sushi
Oh, yeah.
train.
They're all inside Sushi Train. No, what you do is you go to Brits, and then you
And-
watch them.
Yeah.
Mm,
And then
And
you
you're
have
out.
delicious pasties, and you
Scotch
watch all the
eggs.
weebs.
True.
Anyway.
Yeah, they're not going to go into Brits. I think that's probably the better place to watch from.
I don't think Brits is going to let them in.
Yeah, no, they're remodeling. I couldn't possibly let people in. Going back to one of the earlier topics here about the Valentine one on the empty roads, a couple of weebs decided it would be a great time to take advantage of the empty highway system across the entire country due to lockdown and this here pandemic. And they decided to staple, and by staple I mean a couple of ratchet straps and a couple of very large marine fuel tanks into the trunk of an A8, put some vinyl on the taillights, and try to set a record. So, as you guys know from probably that VinWiki video we covered 2 months ago,
Yeah.
somebody went through a lot of trouble and did a lot of prep and really made a good Weisstech E63 AMG and knocked out the record. I think they did it in 27 hours, 26 minutes or something like that. These guys, much more crude. They took an A8L 4.0T. They literally ratchet strapped 2 marine fuel tanks into the trunk, and they duct taped an iPhone to the back of the seat as the timer.
Hell yeah.
And they did it in a little bit under 27 hours, so 26 hours, 38 minutes.
Wow.
Interesting
wait,
enough.
Wait a second. They had an Audi run for 26 hours?
It must have been brand new.
Even then, wow.
But the
That's
40T, I agree, because like you're really probably running that thing pretty hard at that kind of speeds, and
You're running it at all. Like, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
I'm sure it needed half shafts and turbochargers and probably a trans after all that. But the one problem I really have with this is in this article on The Truth About Cars is they had a quote from them where they said ATM machine. So
Oh no.
so I don't like these people, and as far as I'm
I
concerned,
heard
the
they say
record still
VIN number,
stands.
too.
They might. I don't think they referenced the VIN number of the car, but either way.
What was the time? I'm running.
26:38. So
So just call
very fast, almost an hour faster than the Mercedes record.
So averaging for that entire time 106 plus miles an hour. Just
Yes, at least
consistently.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the Mercedes was over I think it was the first one to be over 100 miles per hour average. So yes,
Yep.
this Audi was averaging over that as well.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, it's cool that a stock car made it with such lack of prep, but also, I mean, it's like the Alex Roy thing back in the day. I mean, he took so much time to prep and just get it done right, and it was great. It actually had a good story behind it, where this is just Kyle and Chody in their dad's A8L. You know, they went to West Marine, got a couple of tanks, and like this doesn't do anything for me. Like
Yeah, it doesn't-
I don't care.
Also,
Like,
it's an Audi, so like,
Yeah.
even if they did, I wouldn't care because it's an Audi. Like,
maybe they should just call this the COVID ball, and it's got a different record.
That's
yeah,
actually
like,
what.
this shouldn't count because there's no traffic. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Oh God, what is his name? Not Doug DeMuro. The VinWiki guy. What's his? Ed Bolian. He
is
released
Ed
a video talking about it.
Yeah, it's
and-
playing at the bottom of the stream right now.
Yeah, yeah. I couldn't put his name together. He commented, he's like, look, you might have done this. You're gonna have an asterisk though because of when you did it and the whole like. Clearly, police attention has been elsewhere right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, this doesn't count. Like,
Right. There's less traffic. You know, I think it's
Fewer.
been kind of
Fewer traffic.
right. It's been an interesting balance of kind of like technology and preparedness in these sort of efforts versus ever increasing road density and you know police equipment. So it's
Right,
I think
that's
it's
part
always
of the
been,
challenge.
right, and that's been kind of a fun part of it. And when you take half of that away, it's like, well, yeah, you can run a fast time, but you know, So
I think
Again, it just doesn't seem quite right.
right.
Yeah, it's like
What
on my
was
way to
around-
work, it usually takes me 15 minutes, but I was able to make it in 10 minutes, and I even stopped at like a Caribou on my way.
you said you did 5 the other day where you didn't get coffee, right?
No, it wasn't quite, because like I still have stoplights.
Yeah.
But yeah, I left my house at 2:10, and I made it to work by 2:30, and I stopped at a Caribou and went through the drive-through.
I mean, again, everyone is driving legitimately on their own 20 or 25% faster than normal right now. So
Yeah.
What
like-
what is the route that they took in Smoking the Bandit? That was Georgia to Texas?
Smoking the Bandit was not a transcontinental run, was it?
No, it wasn't. But that was a different, really good road.
Oh, I gotcha. I do not know, but I'm gonna revise the thing we talked about at the beginning of this episode. That is another movie to watch.
Yeah,
Right
that's
now.
a really good movie.
I
But
have that on HD DVD. I'm gonna go watch that after this.
And for the
Yes.
sake of it, Cannonball Run, just because.
Great movie. Cannonball Run, 1981.
and that also has Jackie Chan driving a rocket-powered Subaru. So
It does.
totally worth watching.
And fapping to a VHS tape inside of said rocket-powered Subaru.
So I would say this is a great time not to do Cannonball runs.
No.
Okay. Oh, one more thing I want to add to my Netflix queue. Kim's Convenience. Super hilarious.
What is Kim's Convenience? Is that a video thing?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a TV show. It's about a Korean-owned convenience store,
Huh.
and it is watching it for like the 4th time, and I'm still like,
And comedy.
it's so good. Like,
Huh.
imagine if the Trailer Park Boys did Fresh Off the Boat. Like, it's that level of funny. So
What is Fresh Off the Boat?
it's the American equivalent.
It's
about
a comedy about a Chinese family that moved from Washington, D.C. to Orlando, Florida to open a steakhouse.
That is... wow, that's super random. I hope...
Well, they didn't want to open up a Chinese restaurant because they don't want people to be racist to them, so they made a steakhouse.
okay.
The most American thing they could think of.
Yeah, you're trying.
But what
desperately to be
did they
American.
call it?
It's what is it? What is it called? It's
Here, let me look it up. What is the steak?
gosh, they mention it several times every episode, and we forget. But it's based in the '90s too, so it's like throwback.
Oh, it's my favorite decade.
Yeah.
It's Louis Swang's Cattleman's Ranch Steakhouse.
Holy shit.
And then there's
Well-
some celebrity that comes in and buys it
Michael
for
Bolton.
a little bit. Yeah, Michael Bolton buys it.
Back to Office Space.
Yeah.
Michael,
You should also watch Fresh Off the
Bolton?
Boat, Eric. You would love that show.
Yeah, it's so great because it's super
Is
90s.
it a show or a movie?
It's a
It's a
TV
TV
show.
show.
They're both TV shows. Also, Hector from Fast and the Furious is in it.
It's too slow to make out the money, man.
He's the chef in at
He
Cattleman's.
gets a CRX.
He owns a CRX and his name's Hector.
Of course he does.
It's the best. I'm gonna watch that once we're done with this.
I'll leave it to Carbitrage for helping you figure out what you didn't know you wanted to watch but are going to go watch again.
Yep, we're gonna watch Fresh Off the Boat and we're gonna watch Kim's Convenience. But yeah, Kim's Convenience, you gotta watch it. It's so good. Oh my god, it's just the funniest. Kim's
Corey-
Convenience is funnier. Alright.
Corey just
Well-
told me that one of the scenes that we've been using apparently isn't properly translating Discord audio, so I'm going to have to watch through the video clip briefly once we're done to see if the recording survived or not. And then we'll have to identify an issue if there is one. I can certainly hear you guys fine. The levels all look good.
Corey, at what point did that happen? I guess. Well, we can talk about this between episodes.
Yep.
Anyway, hey, thank you so much for coming on, and Shane, and yeah, we'll talk to you on Discord. And if you want to talk to us on Discord, become a Patreon.
A Patreon patron.
Patron.
There you go. You did it.
Bye.
Good. Bye.
Bye.
Fuck.